What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Tim here, Volatility Trading, Friday night live stream. Hopefully everybody is having a good week. I honestly didn't even look at how we did this week, so we will be figuring that one out together. Pulling over TraderSync here. I still haven't figured out why you guys can't hear what I'm hearing. Wonder if it has something to do with, because you should be hearing exactly what I hear. You can hear it like when I'm hearing Discord, you hear everything but my browser. I don't understand why my browser is something that you can't hear. There's no way that it... Wow. Maybe that was it. Because now I see it. Let's see properties. I wish I could add a... I can't though, because then it would make everything else so loud. Let's see, that's so loud for me. Let's leave it like that. Can you guys hear that, but it's not too loud? Can you hear it at all? What's up, Jag? Had our killer trade today on W Key. $4. I think we... Oh no, it looks like we had two. JFIN. Was that? Yeah, that was... Wait, when was the 18th? That was last Friday, wasn't it? It was last Thursday. We only had that one red trade this week. Yeah, which was Wednesday. All right, let's see. Date. Last 7 days. Yeah, that was a pretty crappy week. Just was not feeling it at all. Is it still loud? Is it really that loud? Let me see. Because according, like in OBS, what I see my voice coming through as, the music is like 25% of that. So let me listen to it myself. Let me see. Percent of that. So let me listen to it myself. Oh, well, that's not gonna, I gotta pause it from here. Bear with me, bear with me. I gotta pause it from here. Bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me. Now it's echoing because they can hear what I'm saying. All right, so let me do this. Now it's echoing because they can hear what I'm saying. Now it's going to echo that. Hold on. So let me do this. Hello, welcome to the Friday night live stream. Hello, welcome to the Friday night live stream. I feel like that's not too loud. It is a little loud. I'll turn it down just a little bit. Oh, now it's going to... I think that's not too loud. It is a little loud. I'll turn it down just a little bit. Ah! There we go. Keep clicking the wrong buttons. What up, Thomas? All right. So where do we even start? I mean, I didn't have like any good trades or bad trades. I mean, so we can roll through the screenshots here. Where's my little sidebar? What the heck? Where's my I'm so confused right now. Where's the what the little sidebar that's usually there? I'm so confused. It's like they're up top here instead of... What the heck? That's really weird. It's like, I don't know. All right. I wonder if that was part of the Windows update, maybe? I don't know. All right, first trade, MRKR. It's going to be up top here, right? MRKR. Pretty standard. Top tick, hit it on the way down. Nothing to see there. CTIC. Looks like we hit this one on the way back down. Might have got a bad fill. Covered lower. Pretty standard. AVGR. What do you think of that? Hit it up at the top. Actually, it looks like we tried to get this one a little bit lower because we didn't cover right there. We ended up taking it back on the way up, and then it ended up dropping. So that was kind of a bummer. ENTX. Look at that. Up at the top, had our previous resistance line, got our cover near it. Looks good. CLPS. Same deal. Previous resistance line, hit at the top, cover near there. LGHL. Previous resistance line, hit it up top, cover down near the line. It's starting to feel like Brian. It's like the same thing, different trade. GRNQ. Ooh, we actually got an ad on this one. But you can see we drew the line. I've been trying to draw that line there just for visual representation, because sometimes I'll scroll in while I'm on the chart, but looks like we got a nice little ad there. Is this the one that I only got like a partial ad? Or the GRNQ? That's not what I clicked. No, we did 50-50. So this is a 1-1. Where's the chart? Like disappeared. We did a 1-1 and then we covered 1-1. We're front running the whole dollar there. I can see what I was doing there. Got the top with an ad and then covered more down the bottom there. BBIG, be big. So we definitely, this is the gap fill. Gap fill. This is a halt, looks like right there. Got short out of the halt, covered at that line for the gap fill. Been really liking that play when we see it. AMTX. Wouldn't you know it? Previous resistance line. I'm sure if we scrolled out, we would see it. Hit the top, covered down near that line. FNKO, Funko. What happened? What happened? What happened? All right, so this one is a little different, right? Previous resistance line all the way down here. This thing got a nice little run. Got short, right? Probably looking to get a cover down in here. But what did it do? Kept on going. Got the ad. Came back down. Looks like it might have came down a little bit further. But as it started to come back up, we probably took it off because we didn't want it to go back up against us. So probably looking for more. Probably could have scaled out some. I'm wondering if, was this the one? Let's see. What trade was that? Funko? This was the one where I only got like a partial ad. Yeah. So I got in for 10 and I tried to hit it for 20. If you go back and watch the trade, it only gave me 8 of the 20. So when it came back down, we just took it all off because it didn't give us the bigger ad. If we would have got that ad, would have brought our average way up and that would have been really sweet. What's happening? Call me Tracy Morgan. What's happening? What happened? CIDM. CIDM, there it is. So this isn't a typical play you would see from me, right? I don't like trading when I see a bunch to the left. But in this case, there was some resistance right up above. It was a pretty good move. It was probably really slow at the time. I was just looking to make a trade. Had a nice little resistance that it went through. As you can see, it actually extends all the way over. That was a really good line for it to poke through. Also had resistance up, pretty much all green candles. Waited for the jiggle, felt the jiggle, got the move back down, took it once I felt like it stopped, right? Pretty simple. Oops. Archon. That was another one that went today too, wasn't it? It was on SSR though. Previous resistance, move up, short, cover back down towards that line. It's starting to look almost like a routine at this point. Pixie. Anybody see Pixie? That's WK. Pixie. Where are you at? There it is. Pixie looks like we got an ad on this one. Yeah, I remember this one. So we got short, previous resistance all the way down here. Got short, got a nice ad through that when it continued up there. We took half off because we realized how far away we were from that previous resistance. We were going to try to ride down for that, but once we realized that it wasn't, if we go back and get rid of some of these lines, you can see it started to go back up, right? So gave us a nice drop all the way down to here, obviously, because that's where we covered, and then it started to curl back up, so we took it off. Didn't want to let those go past our break-even point. So we were hoping, I don't know what this did after that, right? You guys hear me say it all the time. What's the one thing? Intense move, pullback. What it does after that, who knows? 50-50 what it's going to do. Buyer's going to step in, buy it up, go high day. Seller's going to step in and drive it back to the low day. I don't know. Or is it going to chop sideways? I don't know. But the one thing you see in all my trades is the move up and then the pullback. That's what we're looking for. That's the edge. Feng, F-E-N-G. I didn't realize this was the one that we traded twice. So I'm assuming it was this one. Oh, we'll do the zoomed in chart. So Feng, guess you could say previous resistance right there. There was another one here at the whole dollar. Got the move. This was later in the day, or not later, but it was like later in the morning. Got the ad. I actually remember not liking this one too much because we got in on what was a pretty good pop, and then it just grinded. And I hate these. These are like my least favorite trades because it's like that big pop, right? You get the jiggle, you get that little move down. You can see it tried to come down, and then it just grinds higher. But it got up here, and there was a serious battle here. If you go back and watch the live trade, and I can't click on the chart to see if that was a top tick, but I think it was pretty close. And then we just got that flush. So once you get that battle and the buyers realize that they're not getting higher, and you just see green, all this green. Like if you had the time and sales up, what you would have saw was just all green, but the price not moving. And when the buyers see that, they're like, okay, something's struggling here. And that's when you get these big sell-offs. I remember it stopped right there. That was why we took most of it off. But then it just flushed even more, and then we took the rest off because that's where that previous resistance was. But as you can see, I think that one actually ended up going all the way back down to 2 to test that other previous resistance there. And then our losing trade, AESE, I don't remember who it was. It was a Christian. Christian was in the chat. He was rooting for me to lose. So we did. Wasn't on purpose, but here's another example of exactly what I was just talking about. We got short on a little bit of a pop through that resistance area, and then it just started grinding, right? We got that ad, and it just kept trying to push down, and it just wouldn't. It just kept getting bought up over and over and over again. And if I remember correctly, we gave it like 4 or 5 attempts to really kind of break down into that area, and it just wouldn't do it. And so we realized it didn't want to, and so we got out. And as you can see, it did start to move higher there. So that was the one loss we took this week. Pretty slow week, so I can't really complain only taking one loss. Gig'em. I remember this trade. We got 2 bad fills on it. If you go back and watch this one live, I didn't like this one on this move here, right? Look how grindy that looks. It was moving up, and there was really no like big pop. Pulled back, so it still gave you that previous resistance. I can't scroll. I'm sure there was something over here, which is why the line's there. But as you can see, it did kind of grind up and pull back to that line, and then it popped. Right? Look at these 2 candles compared to these, right? That's the pop we were looking for. When we hit this, I don't remember exactly where the bid was when we hit it the first time, but I'm pretty sure I thought I was getting it up here, like 480 or higher, and then we got filled all the way down here at like 470, and then it popped back up on that same candle, and I realized that it got rejected at that 490 area again. I don't know if it went through the highs and then got rejected or something. There was a reason I added like the fake out breakout type ad there. And again, I thought I was hitting it up there, and we got filled down here again. So when it tried to break down through this area here, I'm pretty sure I had an order out at like 455 or something like that. But it wasn't breaking down through there. So I took half of it off for a small win, and then I let the rest of it play out, hoping to get that drop. And as you can see, we did. So ended up being a winner, even though that was a very frustrating trade, because if I would have got either of those entries up where I thought I was getting them, it would have been a much better trade. GME. Yes, we traded GME this week. I actually meant to check real quick if, like, when I put GME in my title, which, I mean, is because I traded it, if that that one gets any more views than any of the others. It doesn't seem to. I get pretty typical, like the same amount of views pretty much every video. Yeah, they kind of, I guess they rack up over time a little bit. I don't even remember, which day was it? GME, that was yesterday. So it was this one. Where's the FOMO? I guess people can't see the tickers unless you hold over top of it, but I kind of like the title, so I'm just gonna leave it. But all right, GME. Pretty sure this was just a scalp play. Yeah. So this is making a big move off the bottom. Pretty clear long, right? If you look at it, it's got like this little resistance here, and then had the dip, higher low, and then boom, right? And then when it got through here, where's the first place it's going to stop? I'm pretty sure the chart showed us, obviously, this line. I drew it there for a reason. Went right to it, started the jiggle real hard. I just got in short real quick, got the drop, I mean, almost instantly, and we were in and out of that one. As you can see, it was a pretty good cover because, right back up, right? We were just looking right there. Line straight across there. I cannot draw a straight line today to save my life. I should get my little monitor out. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it tonight. But yeah, bounced right off of that and obviously went higher. So good cover there. Nice little quick scalp. PRQR. Where was that PRQR? Here it is. This was the one that went nuts. Yeah, this is the one we had 2 trades on. So this first trade, let me show you the chart where I only made the first trade. It's actually kind of crazy because I actually took this picture because I wanted to show somebody what a descending triangle looked like because I saw it forming. And I remember talking about it in the on the live stream. But you can see it was trying to form support there. That's about 50% of the move from this previous resistance to the current resistance. So that was where the take cover came in because it tried, look, one candle, two candles right there where they both tried to move lower, but it couldn't. So once that it started to get bought up, that's where I took it off, right? I didn't want to turn a green trade into a red trade. Obviously, I was looking for the drop back down to here, and it just wasn't getting it. But then, of course, right after I got out, it kept trying that same support line. And what's that look like? Descending triangle, right? So I was trying to show the stream what a descending triangle looks like. There we go. And then here's what actually happened. And it just goes to show you that not every time you see something is it going to work, right? So there was the descending triangle. And it did that. So here was our second trade on PRQR. Pretty standard one. The resistance or previous resistance was way down here, but these are all grind candles, right? Look at that 9 in the VWAP. It just literally just went right with it. But then you got the squeeze, right? That's what we were waiting for this entire time. We were actually sitting here watching it like, when's it going to go? When's it going to go? When's it going to go? And then we saw it start to go, and it actually faked here at 8. We actually thought about jumping in here at 8, but it just wasn't really like a big pop. Like, it's not what we were looking for. And then right after that, it just went bloop. And we actually ended up chasing this, I think, back down. I don't remember if we chased it back down or we hit that on the way up. Actually, I think we hit it on the way up. Yeah, we did, because it was the pop back through 8, got up there to like 8:30. I do remember that. And then I remember saying if we get up to 9, I'll look for the ad, but we didn't get there. Took half off, and unfortunately, I think we top ticked. Well, I know we top ticked that candle, but I don't remember if this continued down or not. But doesn't really matter, right? Got the bottom. Probably should have took all of it off, but again, previous resistance was all the way down here. I was trying to let it get back down there, but it did not work. So all right, where was that PRQR? So rail was in the middle of those. So the rail, pretty standard one. Previous resistance here, got the pop, got short. Not enough for an ad there, unfortunately, right? We were probably looking for much more than that. And then we got the drop. And as you can see, we timed that one pretty good. Pop, drop, got the cover. What it does after that, nobody knows, right? It actually tried to go and then went lower. So it did get to that previous resistance. And it actually went back up and halted. And then got smashed again. Saw the other PRQR Fang. This was the one that we got yesterday after the stream. This ended up being a nice one. Obviously, this line was drawn from somewhere. Nice big pop out of nowhere in the afternoon. And we started it right at that line, looking for it to double top. It did not. And then this was actually a 1-1-1, but with the reality, it was actually a 1-2. I just split it. Just in case I wanted to see what it did after. I didn't want to miss an ad completely, but I also didn't want to put it all in there at once because it didn't feel like it was done. Like, it just felt like it could really squeeze maybe up to 3. So I was giving it a sec. We made sure it was stopping. We got the other part of that too. And then it just wouldn't give us that drop. We were looking for that drop down into this area, that 250 area, to get that first cover, which you can see we ended up taking there. And we just couldn't get it. This missed me. We had our order. I mean, if you look at the top of this candle or the top of this arrow, it's like right with the wick of that candle. This candle missed our order by a penny and then started to shoot back up. And I remember being so mad. I was like, are you serious? And so when this actually popped back up and it started to get rejected right at high of day, I was like, all right, I'm adding. And I had no intentions of cutting if it went to high of day because I was ready to take this up to $3 anyway. But it would have been not breaking rules, but I would have had the understanding that what do we look for, right? The big pop into a pullback, And then what it does after that, we don't know, right? That's the thought process. But to me, we're looking from here to here. 50% of that is about here. So this isn't, to me, this isn't a pullback. This is what some would call a micro pullback, and it's just like more of a continuation pullback. And I wasn't convinced that we were done with that yet. But my thought process here was, I'm going to hit this on the way down. If I'm wrong with that, I'll take those shares off. And I was actually going to take off half of the total position size. So I think it was 50, 50, 50, and then 100. So I was going to take off 150 if it broke highs and basically look to recycle those. But it didn't come to that as we got the dump, and that ended up being a really good trade for us. So, and then today we had W key, our one and only trade. And the reason I didn't go bigger on this one was because we were almost out of shares. It was going to be hard to borrow. But what do you see? Previous resistance. I even kept it zoomed out there. Short, and what do you know? I'll cover right down near that area. So I would say like 80% of our trades looked just like this. So, I mean, pretty standard stuff this week. Nothing too crazy. There really wasn't a lot to trade this week. Let's see. 22 trades. Let's look at the week prior. How many trades did we have the week prior? Yeah, we had 35 trades the week prior. And then the week prior to that, 31. And then the week before that, 26. So just a really slow, that was a really slow week. Look at that. Just a really slow month, really, for our trading style is what I'll call it. Let's go back and just check a couple more weeks. Yeah, look, there are 48 trades. Wait, is this 20? Yeah, dang, we had a losing week in there. What trade took us down? And we have a big loss that week. Oh, yeah, that was that GT trade that we had to fight back from. Yeah, so was that all just on? Yeah, that was the last week of February. Boo. How did we end up on February? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, so we did fine. Just had that one little drawback. I've been really loving this management tab because it shows you every trade, which is really cool. So instead of just showing you, like if you go to the overview, it kind of blends everything together. Like this is by day. You can change this into a line. And again, it's by day, so it's kind of everything blended together. But if you come into the management tab, it'll actually show you every single trade, which is really cool. So like this trade right here was that GT trade. I don't know what trade this was, but it was on February 5th. So you could go back and check that out just out of curiosity. That was WHLR. I don't even remember. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. We only got 2 entries. What happened there? Oh, yeah, I do remember. This is the one we ran out of shares. When we tried to hit the add button and realized that we couldn't. Yeah. And look how amazing that would have been. If we could have actually added where we covered, imagine how amazing that would have been. That would have been a great trade. Instead, it was a huge loss. Yeah, unfortunate on that one. So yeah, that's why I really like the management tab. It keeps things into perspective because some people will see, this line, and it can be a little misleading. I mean, yeah, it is a nice little line. You see like the little corrections and whatnot in there, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, because when you see that other one, everyone's like, oh, you never lose. But then you bring this up and you see that there are losses in there. You're taking losing trades. And I mean, the proof's in the numbers as well. I mean, I'm only winning 79.43% of the time. So I'm not even over 80% win rate. It's really just a matter of how you lose, right? That's the key. I've been saying this for a long time, even though I was, part of the problem. But what defines you as a trader is not how you win, it's how you lose. How you lose while trading is what's going to define you. And the quicker that you can learn to lose, the quicker you will become profitable. And it took me a really, really long time to understand that. Don't forget that like button, even if you don't like it. So yeah, that was my week. B in the house. What up, B? What's up, Shin? Constantine, good morning. Thanks, B. I can't say it's because of you, because okay, it is. Yeah, Mom. Brian, he's trying to outdo me on YouTube. He couldn't take that somebody might be better at something than him, so he decided to start his own channel, and now he's well, he's B. He's FOMO Profit. He's FP now. He's not just B. So what do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about anything cool? I feel like this is just going to be an hour tonight. Already kind of went through everything. Kind of jamming. Wouldn't mind playing a couple video games to really let my head release. I got a real busy day tomorrow. My head release, man, that came out all kinds of wrong. Yeah, I gotta clean out the shed tomorrow. I'm getting tired of moving things around just to get through it. The wife's gonna clean out the house a little bit. Mom might bring my nephew over for a little bit to play with our kids. Got to go to Sam's Club. I just made my grass. I prepped it. I'm gonna take you guys through the steps because I want you guys to know how much effort I put into my grass. I'll have to take some pictures and post them, as it progresses. I should have took a before picture, even though it wasn't that bad. It was just dormant from the winter. But Brian's like, "What's winter?" But yeah, I'm actually really excited for it to start to grow in this year, because I put a lot of work into the yard last year so that this year would be a lot easier. And so far it has been. I just went out, I leveled out, I added some more soil in some low spots. Well, before I did that, I actually cut it real low, or I recut it. It was already really low for the winter. And then I used... it's basically a electric dethatcher, and that gets all the old grass and stuff like that out of the lawn, so the lawn can like really breathe. It also kind of like, starts to scratch up the surface a little bit of the soil so that it can like really start to breathe. And then I threw some grass seed in there, I leveled out a couple low spots, which, let me tell you, it took me, I want to say it was like, I think it was like 9-10 bags, like 40, or actually I think they're only like 25-pound bags. Versus last year, it took me, I want to say it was probably like 40 or 50 40-pound bags to do a bunch of leveling. Like that's how much like uneven the yard was in a lot of spots. But after that, I threw some seed down, and then I put peat moss on top of pretty much the entire yard. I also, before all of that, I sprayed some tenacity, which is, it's one of the only pre-emergents you can use while adding new seed. Because your traditional like ortho and stuff like that, you can't use that when trying to grow new grass. But this tenacity stuff, it's what they use on golf courses. That's what I was using, and yeah, it's a lot of work, but you want to have the best lawn in the community. You gotta put in the work. Brian is hot. He's smoking like fire. How do you know he's hot? You don't even know what he looks like. It is a Sunjo, Lance. The DC load button. It's nothing special. So DC stands for double click. So it's literally this button, but it just loads it. So I really want. I've been waiting. So this is the button I made to plan to use it, but I just haven't. I've been telling Brian this for the last couple of weeks, and he always calls me like, his choice names. But I haven't felt like there's been like A+ setups. I feel like I've been playing pocket tens, pocket jacks, queen jack, like all these marginal hands for this entire month. And it's been very rare. Like I'll get like some pocket queens or something like that, but I have not seen pocket aces, pocket kings very much at all this entire month. And when we start seeing those all the time, this button will be getting used. And let me show you kind of what it will do. So just first chart in here, MKR. So basically what it would do, if I'm looking to make $10, what I would do is as it's coming up and I'm ready to get short, like I feel the jiggle happening and I want to hit the button, I will double click on the chart where I want to cover. Like I think I want to, take profits. And usually that's going to be 50% of the move. So if you have your previous resistance line here, I'm getting short here, 50% of the move is right about there, right? Which is exactly where I end up taking profit. So if I double click right here, double click, and then click that button on here, if I were to click this, it will get me short, and my take profit for $10 will be at that price where I double clicked. So that's what that button is doing. Now the DC load button is the same exact button, literally. So if you look at the exact, it's the same exact button, but at the end here, instead of send, I just made it so it's load. Or, well, I didn't even put load in there. I just took that off because if there's nothing in there, it can't send it. So it'll just load it into the montage. So that's all that does. So it's calculating the shares. And the reason I've been doing it the way that I have, if you've been watching me trade, I've been loading the shares like that because it's not that A+ setup. So I'm not 100% confident that we're going to get those moves back down. Even though they're still working, I'm not as confident that they're going to work. So I've been taking smaller share size just in case, it decides to not work. But as you can see, I mean, they've still been working, and that's why I've ended up with a lot of smaller winners because they've just been top ticks with smaller share size. Where if I was using that button, how I should be, it would be giving me $10 each time, but instead it hasn't been. So how do you know what I know and don't know? What? Intelligence is hot? What? My favorite Laura. It's because she's the only Laura you know. Watch it, Mom. He's good with his words. I just gave you that example from earlier. Oh. Sorry, Mom. So what do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Got any questions? Anything? Bueller? SPY looks like it closed up. It wants that 400. Everyone thought that the end was here. And then 2 days in a row it said, no. OB knows he wants that I want him to be my daddy. I've told B that he could be my daddy. And not even for money reasons. We just get along. I don't even know if B is I mean, he has kids that are teenagers. So I'm going to say he's not old enough to be my dad, if I had to guess. Oh, God, don't bring out the spoon. You and my mom would get along perfectly. I probably would be in timeout all the time, though. As long as my timeout is the hammock, I'll be all right. I spent enough time in timeout in my life. Well, yeah, I know age is just a number. I wasn't like saying it was like disgusting or anything. I was just saying I don't think he's that much older. I know he's older than me, but I just don't know how much older. I live in timeout, essentially. Gonna make an executive decision and call it early tonight. Just, I don't know, ready to just kind of start the weekend, start kicking back. Really wish I would have brought a beer. I could really go for a beer, I'm not gonna lie. But with that said, these are the only people that talked. They're the only people that I see in the participants list. So don't even tell them about my nerds obsession, okay? I like nerds. Maybe that's why I am obsessed with glasses. Girls who wear glasses, because I love nerds. Oh, you meant the candy. Oh. All right. Oh, you can't? Yeah, I don't think you can do GIFs. Brian, I'll send you my favorite nerds on Twitter. All right. Well, Brian, yeah, we can sit here and talk for a sec. The plan is to get the 50 a day first. I just feel like we haven't been in the environment, like a normal environment, and I don't feel like I'm to a point where I can push the envelope a little bit just to make sure I make that. Even though I probably should, but I need to get more comfortable with my strategy, like, and just execute that strategy every single time. So, well, yeah, that is the plan, is to use normal size on those A plus setups, but I haven't been using normal size like at all because I haven't seen these A plus setups, and there has been a couple like Fang. I actually felt Fang was a really good setup, which is why I wasn't afraid to throw some shares at it. When I feel there's times to throw shares, I've been throwing the shares, and I've been getting that amount that I am looking for per trade. FHS, I don't remember being a good trade. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the one that halted, and when it came out of the halt, it was like it went up to 8 or through 8, but the bid was like down in here or something. So it wasn't really what I was looking for. I have a real hard problem trading these out of a halt if they don't continue or gap. I love the gaps. You know that. I like looking for the gap fill. But I have trouble seeing that this was a huge move and that it's still probably going to come down. And look, I mean, it literally bounced off of that previous resistance, just like we were talking about. But I have a hard problem seeing this as one move. Like, to me, I see the halt and I'm just like the halt like completely throws me off unless it gaps. If it gaps up, I have no problem getting back in. But even then, I always look at that gap fill as like my price target because I don't think I've ever seen one just dive right through that area. It seems to always bounce there. And then, you know, it obviously, to me, it's going to do what it wants to do after that. But as you can see in this one, it was really weird when it opened. I never really found an entry because I did have it up and I was looking to get in, but I just never found the entry. I was looking for it to actually pop back up towards here, and it just kind of kept going up and down, up and down. And it was pretty spready too, if I remember. PRQR. I don't remember PRQR. There was one that happened later in the day today. I wasn't here. Let's see. LiveX. Yeah. So this is the one that I would have been very interested in. I mean, not only did it halt, but look at the gap, and then it continued. So this I would have been all over, especially going through that. I mean, oh yeah, I would have definitely been all over this one. This would be an A+ setup to me. Oh, what was the float on this? Yeah, I saw you updated your FP account. You smashed the crap out of this one. I wish you would have actually recorded the trade. That would have been great. TCRR was another one. Ooh, that's a little close to the end of the day. But yeah, that was another one. Dang, look at that thing. That's a huge jump. I probably would have been a little sketched out on this one, not gonna lie. This LiveX though, I would have been all over this one. This is like perfect. I was actually eating my lunch and then getting ready to go look at a house when this happened. Look at that thing. It just not only gave it all back, but just got destroyed. Beautiful. But all right, let's spin this wheel. I'm ready to get out of here. I appreciate you all being here as always. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Who's going to be awesome for the rest of the weekend? All the usuals here. I appreciate you. Let's see who's going to win. Get Shin. Attaboy Shin. Appreciate y'all being here. Wait, what? 13 peeps? Yeah, apparently only like 3 of you want to talk. It always, you know, people like to lurk. No one likes to chime in. The whole point of this is really to kind of go over my week and then kind of talk with the people and answer some questions and stuff like that. Congrats, Shin. And yeah, no one's really kind of talking. So I'm actually ready to go play some video games and start relaxing, enjoy my weekend. Oh, look, it's David. Perfect time to get out of here. Have a good weekend. Peace. Oh, crap, I hit the wrong button. I feel like such an idiot. I deserve that for trying to be a jerk. I totally deserve that. Totally deserve that. Okay, have a great weekend. David, I love you. Bye.